Disability campaigners took their fight to the doors of Parliament today to protest against the government's decision to scrap the Independent Living Fund. In 6 months' time, thousands face losing vital funding that helps disabled people to live and work in the community rather than in care. Campaigners say it will leave people at risk of becoming prisoners in their own homes or pushed back into institutions and out of sight. Fatima Manji has this report.
Sue Elsgood needs help with something as simple as breathing normally. She has muscular dystrophy, a condition that affects the muscles. It means she has to have carers with her 24 hours a day.
They help me with everything from getting out of bed in the morning, getting washed, dressed, using the toilet.
Sue is able to pay for this care using the Independent Living Fund. It allows severely disabled people to live at home rather than in residential care. But it's a fund that's now being scrapped by the government, and Sue's devastated.
But it does make me angry to feel that we have to put this much energy into fighting for our basic rights that everyone else takes for granted. I do feel that disabled people have been marginalised, and that in a way perhaps society wants to make disabled people invisible by pushing us back into institutions.
Faced with the prospect of losing 40% of her care funding, Sue's come to Parliament with other disabled people who are also affected to try and lobby MPs.
I am nervous because the threat is that we might end up as prisoners in our own homes.
For some, this is not just about funding carers and the immediate impact on lives. These two women made TV firsts as disabled actors on Coronation Street and Silent Witness. They feel cutting the Independent Living Fund is a step back for how society views disabled people.
Because there are more disabled people in a way on TV in regular shows and sitcoms and soap operas, great. But that doesn't mean things are amazing out there for disabled people. But it can give that myth and that appearance that it is. You know, the reality is I need someone to get me up in the morning, and when I'm filming, that's at 5:30 in the morning. I mean, who's going to do that? Home care can't do that. A care home can't do that.
We've only just started getting a voice, haven't we? And now we're going to go back to the 70s and be locked back up again. It's outrageous.
The government disputes that this will happen. Determined to be heard, it was onwards to Downing Street. Channel 4 News asked the government for an interview in response to the protest, but we were told no one was available. In a statement, the Department of Work and Pensions said the government is absolutely committed to supporting disabled people. Will continue to spend around $50 billion a year on disabled people and their services, and more than $260 million of the ILF's budget will be passed on to local authorities to help people get support through the social care system. The people here represent a small fraction of those affected. It's thought it's up to 18,000, some of whom need high levels of support and care. And after several legal challenges that have failed, this is their last attempt. Unless they're successful this time, the Independent Living Fund will be scrapped in June.